He said he wasn't sure exactly how those firefighters were able to make their way to the second floor. He said that they could have cut a hole in the wall or possibly gone through a window. But as we heard from Breckel, that is where 5 of those victims were found. What we do know for certain is that the FAA has put a temporary flight restriction in place that goes from 1 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. Wednesday afternoon. He was greeted by dozens of supporters waiting on one side of the street, and there also was a big crowd of protesters right across from the facility. He got here right around 2:30 and stayed for just under an hour. This building is actually over 100 years old, which means it holds so many memories for local alumni. I want to point out what we're seeing along the runway. That's as close as we're going to be able to see anything at this hour, is that faint red and blue first responder lights out there. Prosecutor Mark DeColve said 11 people were indicted on sex crimes against children yesterday, 10 men and 1 juvenile. 2 others were indicted on sex crimes last week. Another thing that's unique about New Richmond when it comes to flooding is that it's not as simple as the water just rising up out of the Ohio where I'm standing. It actually starts in the areas where there's lower elevation a few blocks away and then makes its way back to this spot. The county attorney forwarded me an email sent out by the Gallatin County Superintendent to parents. That email included a list of recommendations to parents to help keep their kids safe. Residents here on McKee showed me security cam footage which showed a driver pull over on the other side of the street, get out, approach the boy, and fire multiple shots, leaving the boy crying in pain here on the sidewalk. So I downloaded the app on my phone. Let me show you how it works.
Continue panning to the left.
And the directions I have pulled up now will help guide me to Southwest check-in kiosk. It tells me what directions I need to be going.
Slight right.
And it tells me how much farther I need to go.
My whole family has died on me over drugs. And I ran around for a long time telling myself that I'm okay when I'm not.
I met Brian Offill behind the doors of the Dearborn County Law Enforcement Center.
You know, I've been battling with addiction for a long time in my life.
Past the locks and the bunk bed in a special classroom led by Director Tisha Lindsay.
You're looking at multiple behaviors because addiction is a brain disease.
Offill is working through his addiction recovery one day at a time through the Dearborn County Jail Chemical Addiction Program, or JCAP.
This program saved my life. These facilitators and these women believed in me when I didn't believe in myself.
Stephen Couch is also in the group.
I was like, I'll never get help. You know what I mean? I don't need it. I don't need recovery. I don't need treatment. But now that I'm in here, like I said, I realize I do need it.
Male and female inmates involved in JCAP are put together in pods and receive addiction treatment and therapy.
Now that you're clean, you're rethinking, you're learning to rethink, now you're seeing a little bit different, right?
We laugh together, we cry together, we go through emotions together.
JCAP's director says the focus is accountability and compassion.
It would be easy to sit in here and just pat them on the back and let them, you know, say whatever, but we challenge them to make sure that they're using those mental self-control skills and they're using what we're teaching them.
The inmates are rewriting their life story.
I was always taught the older you get, the more harder it gets to get your life back together. Like I said, I'm 32 and the only thing I have is a list of felonies. This program has taught me that this ain't the end. This is the beginning to a new chapter.
Offill says he's ready for whatever happens outside this pod.
I know that there's a chance I'm going to prison. I'm probably going to prison, but it's going to be okay. It's not the end of the world. I've never in my life been this happy, man. And it's a beautiful thing.
How proud of yourself are you?
I ain't been this proud of myself in a long time. I wish there was still people today that would be around to see me this way, but the people around me seen a change.
In Lawrenceburg, Sam Harasimowicz, WCPO 9 News.
It was just a cold winter. I don't really know.
During one of the coldest winters in decades, David Stump and his family didn't have hot water in their home.
You know, we're on a fixed income and we just don't earn a lot of money. Hot water, we had to boil water and stuff, for dishes and baths and stuff.
A Bethel police officer learned the family needed help.
My dad told him their hot water heater was broken.
The officer reached out to a local church. Help was just a phone call away.
Something like this simple switch is usually about 2 hours.
John Hopper answered the call, the founder of the local nonprofit 3 Nails Management Services, which takes applications or referrals to help people in need. I first met Hopper after he helped out a woman with damaged water lines in December. Since our story aired, Hopper said interest in his nonprofit surged.
So we definitely had influx and people reaching out, just one wanting to know kind of what we do. Another influx that we seen was contractors who wanted to work with us.
On Wednesday, his focus was on getting the Stump family hot water again.
Is this the last part?
Oh, yeah, but this part takes the longest.
And about an hour of work later, woo, the welcome sight of warm water.
I feel ecstatic. It is so great. Like I said, we're going to have a line to the shower today.
How do you feel at the end of every project?
It's exactly what I want to do. This is what I want to do every day of my life, is just try to help people who are struggling.
Hopper's organization is trying to be a solution for others, but they need help and support themselves.
Some of them are whole roofs need replaced, or whole areas of flooring need replaced. So those are a lot bigger projects than what this took. So it's just finding the resources to be able to make that happen.
In Bethel, Sam Harasimowicz, WCPO 9 News.